Hello and welcome to the Monday evening Col Social Sessions. This is our last night in France, the last night of spring in France. Certainly the way that I'm looking at it. It's been quite nice using this nice gentle circuit compared to the one we had before, which was around Greater London, including Box Hill, which it turns out is a lot harder on Zwift than it is in real life. We have 3.5 minutes before we start riding. I'm going to turn on my watch. We have a special guest tonight, Georgia Mahoney, 13-year-old Georgia of the Cycling Talk podcast, who in fact recently did a podcast with Jan Barker, the founder of the Col. So I'm going to listen to that on the way home later this evening. She's joining us. She will be on the WhatsApp companion, the Zwift companion app. Slip of the tongue. You can hear what I clearly spend my time doing all day on WhatsApp. Right, we have 3 minutes to go. Let's go and say hello to everyone over in the world of Zwift. See where everyone is and how everyone's feeling on a Monday evening. Also, this really helps set the tone for a nice, gentle ride. It's quite important to get that out of the way early on. How are you all? Good morning from New Zealand. That's the first time I've had someone say good morning to me at 6:05 in the evening for quite a while. Seattle we have. New Zealand people do really attend from everywhere. Sao Paulo. So this evening we have, let's type that out now, guest and a sweeper tonight. So it's important that we all stick together. We all stick under 2 WKG so we can see all the messages. I'll introduce our guest first. Claude, I'm the leader. Am I not showing up as the leader? That's slightly worrying, isn't it? Micah, are my messages showing up? Oh dear. Oh dear. Whoa, oh. What does that mean? While I am here. That's a little bit worrying, isn't it? It's the first time we've had that happen. Can anyone see me as the leader? This is a test, isn't it? Our sweeper is Micah Opie Boss, who will ride at 1.2 watts per kilo, which is quite important. Right, we are going. I completely missed that. At 1.2 WKG. Georgia Mahoney, spell that correctly, host of the Cycling Talk podcast, is our let's type that correctly. guest. Oh, good. Nice, Terry. Nice, Terry. What's going on over here this evening? Glitches everywhere. Let's keep this under 2 watts per kilo, please. I don't feel too fresh. Forgive the ums and ahs. I'm a little bit perplexed by the fact that I may or may not be showing up as the ride leader. Spoke to Anto. Cycles in the UK. Right, there we go. I promise the live stream is normally better than this, but I'm a little bit worried. Right, this is our last trip around France. 24 kilometres of relatively flat, ever so slightly undulating terrain. Really nice, really fast. You'll have to listen to find out, Greg. If we all stick together, we can all see the messages. That is the rule on Zwift. And I don't want to go too hard tonight, because Wednesday evening is going to be a really tough one. Right, let's throw out some ride-ons to the world of Zwift. There we go, look, I'm middle of the pack, which I think is about right. Often I seem to drift towards the back. Seems to be the way these things go, as I lose focus and concentration. I have a question for Georgia. Who were you most excited on the podcast, and why? And Georgia also says cream first on a cream tea. Oh dear. I'm not sure I agree with that, being from Cornwall. If you're not aware, in the UK, cream teas are the topic of great debate as to which goes first. Thick clotted cream or the jam on top of a little scone. Of course, the answer is the jam goes on first and then the cream goes on top. But There's no hate on Zwift. Everyone's friendly, everybody's happy. I was quite a good guest. Not the best guest, just quite a good one. Which isn't a huge surprise, let's be honest. I feel like the group is quite strung out this evening. Looking at the map, we can find out. I'm actually drifting towards the back again. Right. See some fast legs up front. Mitch Docker. Oh, cool. The Australian rider. Mitch Docker is a bit of a hero in the bunch, actually. If you're not aware, he rides for or rode for the Cannondale EF education team. Has a fantastic moustache, great sense of humour, and he's one of those seemingly nice guys. I can. That's really cool. It's always a little bit different when you have a guest. There's a little bit more to manage. A conversation with the guest. Trying to find some interesting questions that will benefit everyone around us as well. I'm not going to start asking people to slow down. If they want to go fast, they can. This is a nice fast circuit. Maybe people are in a rush to finish for dinner. I mean, it's likely. We're doing well though. We'll be around 2/3 of the way into the group. I like this group here. This is good. Nice and smooth. Ease into the week. There's no rush. No rush, says Micah. No rush at all. She's right. All that matters is finishing the ride. Stay below. If you'd like to hear more from Georgia, stay below. To WKG to see the messages. Grammatically, it's not very correct, is it? If you'd like to hear more, stay below to read the messages. Wednesday evening, if you've not already looked ahead in the Zwift schedule, is what proves to be, I think, the hardest session for sustainable efforts yet. Though that actually might make it more manageable than it has been. Some of these sessions that I've hosted so far with the up-down intensity have been pretty tough. Keep up, Annabelle. If you do lose focus on Zwift, that's it. You're going straight out the back. Happens to me as well, every time. YouTube, if you have any questions for Georgia, I can type them in, and that's the easiest way to ask them if you're not on Zwift yourselves. This is the best group yet. I quite like being at the back of the group. This is the most grouped I've seen the rides so far. Good job, everyone. Although I am right at the back of the group. I can see 6 watts per kilo. Who's coming up behind us that hard? 3, 6. Love-hate relationship with the local hills. I love and hate hills. I love going down them. I don't hate going down them at all. I hate going up them. That didn't come out very well, did it? That's meant to have been funny. So this is our last week in France. Next week we are off to the Magnificent 8, which I believe is one of the more original circuits from Watopia. Correct me if I'm wrong. Torquay is the same as Rome, built on 7 hills. I've heard Torquay called a lot of things. Torbados. I've never heard it likened to Rome. I'm going at the back of the group. I'm trying to go for the magic trio of heart rate, cadence and power. Get them all at 100. That'd be good. George is a big fan of cyclocross, and it's understandable. Cyclocross, if you've not watched it, is probably the only sport that I would watch from start to finish. It's always exciting. The courses are always challenging. Like even the boring courses in cyclocross are still exciting to watch. And it's winter, they're on in the afternoon, so there's no excuse not to watch them. Watching them with Belgian commentary, I think, is the best. Just because it feels more real. Watching it on Sporza. I'm on the back of the group, but only just. Do you have favourite CX? Oh. My typing's gone again. I've never really raced cross, no. Good to see you here, Bruce. I actually know Bruce. I've only dabbled, but I have indeed promised. I will. Yep, not a huge fan in the past of doing other disciplines. Namur, favourite cross. Ooh, nice. I love the sandy cross. And I love the Belgian commentary. That makes it feel more real. Eric's just noticed the shadows. That means the sun's out, Eric. Eric, I think you've been on YouTube, haven't you? Chairs? I'm getting warm here. I don't have my fan on enough. So we're 15.6 kilometres into the ride. In 17, sorry, no, we're not at all. We have 15.6 to go. It's quite different, isn't it? Let's go and give out some ride-ons. How's our sweeper getting on? Sweeper has company, I think, or not. If the sweeper doesn't have company, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, George is well ahead of me. Interesting. See, I've made the rule that I won't exceed the 2 watts per kilo. Wonderful. How's the pace for everyone? You're miles ahead of me. Are you tempted to try the track? That's a good question, isn't it? Most young riders get asked that at some stage. Are you tempted to ride on the track? Jeff's seen the error of his ways. He's dropping back to the yellow group. I've also started pedalling slightly harder, paying a little bit more attention to what I'm doing, talking a little bit less. If we pop that there, then you can see all of the text. Did you enjoy it? I remember being very scared when I first saw a track or a velodrome. Two 2.8 watts per kilo. It would be healthy to have. George is asking if I'm looking forward to racing. It would be healthy to have a challenge to look forward to. Steve Fisher is still on a balance bike at 13. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but if it's true, I also don't know what it means if it's true. It's just a fact. Grass track racing. Do Mildenhall still do grass track racing? Still post grass track. Grass track racing used to be a really popular form of racing in the UK. And there used to be something called the Mildenhall Rally, which was an annual event. I think it lasted for several days, maybe even a week. And they hosted a huge amount of racing and it was really exciting. I never went to it, just heard about it. Every category was catered for. Let's find out from Hayley Mason if grass track racing is still a thing. But fun when you're going fast. Hayley Mason. To Mildenhall. We're going uphill somewhere. I can see because I'm getting to the front of the group. Not on purpose either. This is a little climb, isn't it? A nasty little surprise in the middle of the circuit. I do currently still hold the record. I hope no one breaks it. Breaks it, as I will have to try again. I think if you have a title, you have to try and defend it, no matter how unrealistic that is. Well, this is draggier than the other weeks. Maybe my training's not working out. Maybe these Wednesdays are too hard and they're just tiring me out. This is really good group riding. I know it's not going to be the perfect pace for everyone, but the fact that we're all in such a huge group is genuinely quite impressive on Zwift. A lot of events just fall apart completely. People don't buy into the exact spirit of the event, but we're all on the same straight here, give or take one or two. Lots of vertigo on a penny farthing. Yes, Eric, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to outdoors group rides. I like sitting on the wheel, that's why. Just so I can be sheltered. The Easternly Grass Track Racing, there you go. That's Hayley's answer, so it may or may not still exist. However, that is how she started cycling, which is quite incredible, really. It was always one of the biggest events of the year, always written about in Cycling Weekly, the UK's weekly racing magazine, which it was at the time. It's not so much now, it's more focused on general cycling. One day, Le Col ride in real life. Thank you for replying, Hayley. I used to read about it when I was growing up. Based on my weekend solo ride, large groups of cyclists are already permitted on the condition you are wearing a Rafa jersey. Don't use that word here. Here, Jeff. It's a bit of an in-joke. You'll be kicked off. Right, we're getting strong out here, aren't we? Second half, this often happens. Oh man. Oh dear. Here we go. Aaron's on it. We used to wind Yanto up by saying that to him. Oh, I'm getting dropped here. Georgia, who is your current favourite cyclist? Any discipline or era? What's going on? Why am I going out the back? Is it because I'm not paying attention? Is it because I'm not pedaling fast enough? Which sounds like the more likely There you go, stay below 2. It's me talking to myself. 2 watts per kilo, that's what I said I'm going to ride at. I'm going to stick to it, as a limit, that is. That does mean that I don't actually intend to exceed it. In fact, this is potentially the hardest I've gone on one of these rides for a while. George's favourite rider of the moment, Yolanda Neff. Swiss, if I'm not mistaken, mountain bike rider. I may have just made that up, she may not be Swiss at all. I'm fairly certain she is. We do have under 8 KMs to go now, and you can see the pace has been ignited. Let's find out if Georgia can cryptically share some of her upcoming guests with us. Right, time for some ride-ons. Although it looks like I've potentially passed them out to everyone in my Oh, there's no sticky draft. No sticking here. Glenn, this ride is a free-for-all. Non-sticky. We need collective group effort to keep us together. And as soon as I say that, I start going that little bit harder, which wasn't entirely my intention. Sorry, Glenn. It's a nice way to start a Monday evening though. Or a Monday, a week. There you go, a week. I'm feeling these climbs more this evening. I'm really surprised. Other days I feel like I've kind of cruised up them and I didn't have a particularly heavy weekend. Looks like Alex has got a nice race going. Are you racing, Alex? Alex and Stephen had a little bit of competition, which is fine. That's Derry. Georgia asks, brilliant and new questions, which is what made it enjoyable for me. And insightful to listen to. Interesting and insightful. I still think having Luke Rowe on was probably one of my favourite ones. Yep, Alex Pop, you're right. They do. International riders coming up. Too hard to give a clue. Which, yeah, it's fair enough. It becomes quite easy to give away who you're talking about without meaning to. International. Is a very broad clue. That's okay. But that's good. Could be anyone. Well, we have just 5 kilometres remaining. Have in my group just 5k to go. Ah, John Warner. I did have a link for this. I can pop a link to Cycling Talk podcast in my ride after for anyone that would like to listen. I recommend it. Wait for that to mature and not disappear. Oh, Alex is coming back. Janssen was here for the first one. First ever ride. And raced Alex Boswell. After that, he's banned. He's now banned, but might join us on a Friday morning. He broke the rules. He went too hard. I got upset. We've changed the rules. We've since changed the rules. Let's string a story along. Jansen's not here to defend himself. Right. I'm in charge of the ride. And Jansen's not here to defend himself. Is I can say anything. Oh, it's okay. We know each other well enough that I can get away with that. I spent most of my 20s glued to Yanto's back wheel. I think that qualifies me. I still need to listen to you. Who else will be listening to Yanto and Georgia on the cycling talk? This is where the typing and the speaking goes. Thanks, Greg. We can say that. He's not here, is he? We can say anything. I wish I could do emojis though. That would be good. Right, it'll be time to give that away. Cap time. Did he know, Georgia? Did he really? I'm surprised he didn't try saying it was the other way around. My little brain's trying to compute that one. Right, if you would like to win a cap this week, let's come up with a creative way of doing it. Nice, Eric likes the playlist. It's a good playlist. Never neglect the playlist. We are strung out, but we're not actually that far apart. As these rides go, that's genuinely quite good going. It's very hard to stay together. To win, to have a chance in with a chance of winning Le Col cap this week, drop a message under my ride and I will randomly choose a winner using some software. Huge thank you to everyone that has turned up. I should have copied and pasted that text, shouldn't I? Made it tonight. And followed the spirit of the ride. Zwift. Alex. Georgia. Thank you so much for being our guest. I highly recommend finding the cycling talk podcast and listening. Right. Magnificent 8 next month. Same time on Wednesday, same time this Wednesday for a workout session. FTP focused this week. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a great week. Right then, we've crossed the line. 118 watts average, which is well within the advertised power and effort and intensity. What else can I tell you about today's ride? Was it 48 minutes? I want to stay here, I don't want to go back to New York. Quite like it here. We're going to continue riding until our sweeper is across the line, so I will continue riding. I will stop the live stream just before then. Looking forward to Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be hard. Thank you, everyone, for making these rides as enjoyable as they are. It's all about the talk. It's all about the communication, getting through the ride together. That's what makes it for me. A huge thank you to George and Mahoney of the Cycling Talk podcast for joining us this evening. If you haven't already done so, I will drop a link in the description to this video, and then you can go and follow and find her podcast. Really, really interesting guests, fantastic questions, all phrased by a 12 and now 13-year-old. So completely different perspective to anything you may have heard before. Gianto is the most recent guest, and there have been some absolutely fantastic ones. Luke Rowe was also a guest last year, so really recommend going and watching that, listening to that rather. Otherwise, I will see you back here on Wednesday evening, 18:10 GMT. It's going to be a hard one. It's a pyramid. It's all consistent. There's no surging. There's nothing over threshold. It's all at and around threshold. Have a great evening. Thank you very much for watching. I'll drop that link in the description, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye for now.